Alright, I hope the dryer isn't too loud. She's seen that TikTok sound where like they're having a conversation and the guy's like, if I was sleeping in your bed, she goes, ah, Jesus. That's how I feel reading Crescent City right now.
I was pretty sure you'd sleep in and forget to meet me this morning.
Wouldn't have forgotten if I was sleeping with you.
But look at this, Jesus, and look at this outfit.
Hi friends, welcome to today's video. Okay, I started audio again. It's being weird. Keep an eye on that. Okay, today I'm comparing UK and US covers of books that I read. I tried to keep it to books that I've read because I feel like I'll understand like the thoughts behind the books. So we're gonna look at some of those. The drink of the day, Wildberry Celsius. That squirrel's looking into my eyes. First one I have, oh wait, I'm gonna try and shift so that I can like have a place to like definitely put the book covers and stay in the side. Okay. I'm actually realizing right this second that this is Trials of Apollo book 4 and I DNF'd it after book 1, book 2? I DNF'd the middle of book 2 of Trials of Apollo. So I don't actually know what happens in this one, but we'll just compare it. I can't decide which like font I like better. The gold or the silver. The one on the left is the American one and the one on the right is the British one, I believe. I don't like the zombie on the right one. I feel like that's weird and I feel like you don't see any of the characters. I feel like the one on the left, you see like Apollo. I don't know who that guy is, but the girls in it, it's been a while. I'm just gonna say I like the American one better because I like the gold and the sun in the title. I don't understand why the other one has a spear. And I like the art better on the Apollo one. That one's weird. Next we have Beach Read. UK cover and US cover. This is kind of hard because I feel like with ones like this, I just want to pick the UK version because it's new. It's what I don't have. But my thing about Beach Read is that it's not really at a beach. And so the UK one, he's like swimming, and I don't know if they even ever swim. I feel like they both like get in the water one time. Like for coping or something. So that kind of seems like inaccurate. So I'm gonna pick the US version. I think that them like sitting on the towels, like reading and writing, I think is just very apropos. Is that the word? I like the colors in it. I like the font. I like the little review right in the middle. I think it's a perfect representation of the book. Next we have Me Before You. I have the US cover in paperback and I think it's gorgeous. The UK cover, well, first of all, it has a fake sticker on it. But I'm going to try to ignore that and assume it's not on all of them. It's been a while since I read the book or saw the movie, but I feel like that bird has nothing to do with anything. I just feel like if I saw this cover, I wouldn't think the book's what it's about. I think it's about like a young girl, maybe like in pioneer times, the way that she's like dressed and like the colors. Like it almost looks like it's on cardboard. You see the texture in the UK one? Another point to the US. I love the red in it. I love the font. I love how everything kind of fits together like puzzle pieces. I think that one's really, really well done. Next we have Lessons in Chemistry. I know that this one was a little bit controversial because this isn't like a big spoiler because you know it's about a woman, but basically at some point she says she doesn't like the color pink. It wasn't like a huge plot point, but she does say that. Like she says she hates how all women's things are pink colored, I think. And so to kind of make the cover's main color like a pinky orange. I mean, I put it with my oranges when I sort my books. But it's so cute. That's the thing. The Lessons in Chemistry one, I do like the fact that N is like a chemistry symbol. And there's like the 4 blocks on the UK one. And I like that she's holding the TV. I do think that's very cute. And possibly more representative of what the book's actually about. But the art on the US one is like why I bought the book. And also, these are real people. Yeah, we're going to go with the US one. Next, we have The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. I think this one is so obvious. I think the US one is the clear choice. I mean, it's adorable. It's like they're separated by a room, like the bedroom door or something. Their outfits are cute. The little, like, the font down the middle, everything's sideways. I feel like it's kind of representative of like they're in the same place, but never in the same place. The other one, the light is weird. I don't know why there's a spotlight on it. I feel like, I feel like You Will Love It is a terrible review. The bed's just kind of weird, and then Tiffany and Leon share a bed. Tiffany and Leon have never met. Just put that on the back of the book. Man, the US is kind of killing it. Okay, now I have The Great Gatsby. This one's hard because the US one is so iconic. The US one's the big blue one. But the UK one is so pretty. You know what? I'm still gonna pick the US one. I feel like there's a lot going on in there that like you'll get as you read the book. The other one is really pretty art, but it could be a lot of different books if I saw that cover. So another point to the US. Man, America's killing it. Okay, here are 2 Harry Potter covers, US and UK. There are so many covers of Harry Potter books. I think the Carlin brothers have done like 2 videos now just on Sorcerer's Stone, reacting and like ranking them. So I just picked the 2 like basic ones. The one on the right is the one that I have, the US version. The other one's the UK version. I hate the review. This is a terrific book. I pay attention to the reviews on the cover, like if they're good or not when I look at covers. I mean, none of these scream wizard to me. Like if you had never read it before, it doesn't scream wizard. But the one on the UK one says Hogwarts Express. But okay, I'm just gonna pick the US one. The US one is just so much prettier, and like it doesn't scream like magic. But there's like a unicorn and he's flying on a broom, so that's giving witchy. Next we have The Hunger Games. Heavens above, I did not know the UK cover was that bad. That's like really, really bad. That looks nothing like Katniss. And not just like Jennifer Lawrence Katniss, just like Katniss. I don't know, it just doesn't look or feel like Katniss. And like it all looks like it looks like a gun target. Did they even have guns in the games? Are there guns in the Hunger Games? I mean, there's some outside, but guns are never used in the Hunger Games. Okay, that's what I thought. Guns are never used in the Hunger Games, so why is it like a target on the very first book? I like the US cover. I think the Mockingjay pin is awesome. I think like the geometric behind it doesn't look like a target, it just looks like different connections, like different districts or something. Next we have If I Stay. Here's the downside. Both of these have a person on the cover. The US one is the one with the girl's face looking up, and the UK one is when she... Oh my gosh. I just read the review at the bottom of the UK one. Read it and weep. And she also looks like she's getting an exorcism. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the US cover again. I just think like her like looking up in the sky, like when you read the book, like you kind of know like what scene that's from. And it's a much more serious, like that book, oh, that book's heavy. If I were, like when I read it, I must have read it when I was like 13, 14. I like wept. I did read it and weep, but not in a funny way, like not in a funny way. Next we have Gone Girl. I just put this here because it's obvious. The movie cover, That Ben Affleck, like her eyes behind, I don't like it. I like the US version. Mine's a different like coloring than that, but I like how it's like the hair, like she's gone girl. She's, you know, such a good book. And it says there are 2 sides to every story. I feel like that's a really, really good, like non-spoiler, but good, like. And the bottom of the UK one says the search for Amazing Amy continues. That's odd. Next, we've got The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, which is one of my favorite thrillers. They both have fake stickers. So the UK one, I don't understand the orange. It says she says she's innocent, but everyone lies. And I don't like when it says she says she's innocent. It's in first person and it's called The Last Time I Lied. So then why is the like tagline she says she's innocent? And like, I don't like the UK cover. I just think like the orange is weird. The like camp thing is just kind of weird. I don't super love the fact that the Riley Sager one has a person on it. Oh, okay. This is mine. So it is the same cover, but I feel like the girl is so blurred out that it doesn't look like a real person, and mine doesn't have the fake sticker on it, and it's got like, oh my gosh, I am just now realizing this. It's got tally marks, like a 5 across it. Oh my gosh, that's bloody genius. UK cover or US cover wins. Oh my gosh, I never noticed that. I'm like rethinking everything in my life. Okay. Next, we have Malibu Rising. Again, I'm gonna pretend that sticker's not there. The coloring on the UK one is gorgeous. The review says the perfect beach read with the emotional depth of the ocean. That's okay. The Malibu Rising US one, they're both really good. I think I do like the fact that like you can see the siblings on the US cover, but the UK cover is so much prettier. I'm gonna have to, but I have to pick the US one. I just feel like it is actually indicative of what's going on. It's so pretty. Okay, so this one's kind of weird. I have Mistborn, and it is a different cover. It's a pretty cover. I've shown it so many times at this point. This is my Mistborn cover. This is a perfect cover. Those are really bad. I have to pick the UK one immediately just because the US one, like with Vin on it, she looks ridiculous. She looks like she's 12, which I think she's like 16, 17, 18 in the first book. Can an evil that has ruled for 1,000 years be defeated? I also feel like this one doesn't even say the final empire. That is one thing. It's hard to decide which one's which in this series. I mean, this one's the best one, but out of those two, I'm going to say the UK one. I have no idea what that person down there is doing. I don't know what the blue is. These are just really bad covers, but oh, there's feet on the US one. All right, we're going to go UK, but say we hate them both. Okay, Once Upon a Broken Heart. This one makes me sad because I have the US cover, although it is growing on me, but the UK cover is so cool. And it's got the little apple. I'm like just realizing these things. And it's got the fox. And yeah, okay, the UK version is much, much better. Honestly, the US version is really, really pretty. But it's just not. Oh, is that supposed to be Jax's like symbol? I don't know. I feel like I was hoping to understand the US cover more when I read it, but I don't, and I think the UK cover is really freaking cool. Next we have One of Us is Lying. I think that the US cover is better. It's the one with the 4 pictures with like the faces cut out. I just think it's so fun, and it makes you really think like, what happened here? A geek, a jock, a criminal, a princess, a murder. Who would you believe? That's a little on the nose. That's a little Breakfast Club. I feel like One of Us is Lying, and then if you actually read it, you get the point. And I don't like the feet up there. I don't like that they're all like walking together as if they're a unit. And like the point is that they're all different. I like the other one. I like the US one. All right, next we have the Paris apartment. So the US one is the one with the pinky purple writing, and the UK one's the one with the door opening. The US one is very, very, very pretty. Very pretty. The UK one says, unlock the mystery, only you hold the key. What is that supposed to mean? Also, the like dynamics of the light don't make sense. Not just like the avatar, I get that that's a choice, but like the size of the door and the size of the light don't make sense. The US one wins. I love Lucy Foley covers. Lucy Foley covers often look like this, and they're just too pretty for this world. So pretty. I love how it's like super like eerie in the back, and then it's got like the bright pops of color. So good. All right, these are the Percy Jackson books and the UK version. I mean, what the hell? The US one is so much better. Sorry. It's just, this is half boy, half god, all hero at the top of all of them. That's awful. That's pretty bad. The rest of these, like especially Sea of Monsters and Last Olympian, have great covers. These other ones, it's like they couldn't decide if they wanted to be cartoony or real. The Minotaur looks like it's gonna give me nightmares. Weird that the Titan's Curse UK version looks exactly like the Last Olympian US version though. And like the little sides with the color on the US ones, it's just better. Although they have new covers now where if you line them all up next to each other, it's like a storm happening over New York City. That's the one we have displayed, but I have the other ones like annotated. Next we have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which are very similar covers. The US one is the full body shot. The UK one is like the head to the waist. And I like the review at the bottom of the US one, a spellbinding novel about love, glamour, and the price of fame. I think I'm gonna pick the US one. The UK one, like, it feels like it's trying to give sultry sexy unnecessarily, whereas the US one, she's hot, but like you see the dress and the hair and the nails and like the way she carries herself, and it gives much more old Hollywood. I think that's my thing. The old Hollywood in the review at the bottom is much better. I don't like the green behind the green on the UK one either. So US. We have like 3 more. All right, we have The Silent Patient. This is another one that's just like, how many people did this go through? The UK one's the one with the chair. It says totally original, which kind of makes me feel like it's not. Perfect thriller, brilliant. Silent is like blurred out, and I don't like that. It gives me a headache. Only she knows what happened. Only I can make her speak. If you've read the book, you'll know why that doesn't make sense. I like it when a cover makes more sense at the end. This makes less sense at the end, but the US version with the paper makes much more sense in the end. Like, it's kind of confusing, and it's like her mouth is covered and you're ripping it open, and it's like the inside of like a canvas, and it's already a gorgeous, gorgeous, very cool cover, but when you read the book, it makes even more sense. So the US one wins. Next we have Uglies. I read this in middle school, and the US version is the one with the girl's eye and like the leaves. the UK one looks like the Pretty Little Liars. Remember those, like the doll covers that they had, but like broken pieces? In a world of extreme beauty, anyone normal is ugly. I mean, that's true about this book, but this one says that too. Honestly, they're both pretty bad, but this one, like the kidney bean tray, the UK one, the kidney bean tray, and like the body parts, like the naked dolls, that's just kind of weird. So I'll take the US one. I feel like there needs to be a different cover for that by now. Let's look it up. Uglies. That was written by a man? Let's say that image. There's one. Okay, this one, I don't know where it's like from, but it's like somebody's. Oh, that one's kind of good when you've read the book. It's kind of scary, but it's kind of good. Okay, well, I'll pick the US one, but whatever one, the new one I put up, the special edition, I think that one's better too. Lastly, we have another Emily Henry. We have People We Meet on Vacation. That was loud. I did not like this book. So let's start with that. So let's look at the US one. The US one, Emily Henry, Petrie, People We Meet on Vacation, The Perfect Getaway, Jodi Picoult, which is kind of a strange author to pick since she's a thriller author mostly. I like the colors. I'm trying to think of more nice things to say about this book. All right, UK one has funner colors. Gorgeous romance, Beth O'Leary, that one makes sense. A witty, warm page turner, cool. I love like the U and is on top of the building. 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, their last chance to fall in love. See, that's good. That's a good tagline. It's a really good tagline, because going into this, and I didn't like the book, but like that premise is much more fun. 2 best friends, 10 summer trips. Yeah, we're gonna go UK version here. And I like that this one they're like looking at each other from far away. All right, so the US wins by a landslide in those. Those covers are just so much better for the most part. I feel like the Emily Henry UK is almost like widely known to be better just because they're more colorful and more fun, but the rest of them, goodness gracious, some of them like I could have made, and you know that's bad because I can't make anything. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow.